Undertale was once the most popular thing in the world, and it's soon going to be 10 years old, so why not celebrate its birthday by remembering its most embarrassing moments? Undertale's fandom is very colorful, but is full of some bad apples, so why not begin with my favorite type of story, a civil war. Specifically, the war against Touhou Project. It's no secret that series creator Toby Fox is known to be a longtime fan of Touhou, and has thrown many little nods in the character design and the music as tribute. However, the fandom he made saw it a little differently. The Bad Apple music video is among the most influential things the Touhou fandom has ever made, and shortly after Undertale's 2015 release, it was thrown into the photocopier to receive its own parody by animator Wo. It's a pretty good music video that anyone can enjoy, yet is full of symbolism from Undertale and still pays homage to Touhou Project. Everyone loved it. Well, except for everyone, aka kids. Legends say that this was the very video that started the Great Arguments, where it basically went like,
Whoa, Bad Apple copied Undertale?
No. The Touhou community was the original Bad Apple guys, and we take pride in that.
Well, Austria looks like that one girl from Touhou.
Well, Toby Fox is a big fan of us. Toby made Undertale hard because Touhou is too easy. Now listen here, you little shit. I beat lunatic mode on Touhou 6, 8, 9, 15.
A little dramatic, but you get the point. Then everything was thrown into overdrive with the Jay-Z Boy animations. They were videos that featured a character from both Touhou and Undertale duking it out in death battle style. Not gonna lie, this genre of videos are really fun to watch, but people get a little too competitive with it. When the Touhou girl loses, they're like, "It's okay, Reimu, you tried your best." But when the Undertale monster loses, they're like, "No!" The whole discussion then devolves into power scaling stuff. Power scaling is where you figure out what two characters from separate franchises can do in a fight, often with 12-year-olds fighting over if Giorno can beat a Chikawa. It's really fun seeing all the mental gymnastics one can do to find a way that Frisk, the kid with a plastic knife, could have won against Sakuya, the Time Stopper, with infinite knives and no games. But as those same kids grew up, they came to an epiphany one day. You know what? Both of these are great! To be completely fair with you, I prefer playing Touhou, mainly because I skip the story in every game I play. My thumb is dead from all of that crap. I do respect Undertale for how mysterious yet calming it is though. That, and Sans is pretty hilarious.
Hey babe, what if I take you to the Bone Zone?
Legends say that when a parody of a Steven Universe song, Stronger Than You, achieved more popularity than the original upload, the Undertale kids insisted that their version was the original. Then the Steven Universe bros got a little jelly. Being a Steven Unibrow fan during this time must have sucked. We need to give them purple hearts for their service. Because who were the people doing all this petty fighting? Oh yeah, little chicken nuggets. It's no secret that Undertale was very popular in the 2010s. The simple designs and zany fan creations appealed to the Happy Meal demographic of teenagers and kids, and those same chicken nuggets would soon make their own contributions. This little rabbit hole is called Sans is Mine. This whole trend began due to a video by Cindy the Wolf Cat Killed by Gumball, where it's the only video on their channel. These videos typically featured Undertale OCs, or even their Sonas, showing dominance or ownership over Sans the Skeleton.
Sans is mine!
If you can't tell, this stuff was made by iPad kids, if only by their channel names, like Yandere Dev Loves Sans, Snow Crystal Pink Santa's Wife and Girlfriend, and of course you can't forget, Sexy the Cat Sans Fangirl. Okay buddy, I gotta stop you right there. Honestly, I can't tell if this is satire. A lot of content made by kids looks like this, but this just seems a little too theatrical for my liking. but you never know. Kids are weird people. Okay, that has to be a troll. Let it be a troll, please. It's cringe, people made fun of them, but I kind of find it wholesome. A lot of people like to imagine themselves with cartoon and anime characters for fun or comfort, and Sans attracted a specific type that was easy to make fun of, the zesty Tumblr type. When people went down the rabbit hole, everyone had a good laugh. But the whole Sans fangirl scene died off as trolls left for greener pastures, while the legit fans grew up to become functioning adults with a calcium mandate. Those same kids grew up to be registered voters that participated in the 2022 elections to determine who is the most popular Tumblr sexy man. Many rounds of votes happened over the course of days until the finals starring Sans Undertale and some Tartaglia lookalike from Mob Psycho. The poll stated that Sans would come out with an easy victory, but Reagan was neck and neck, even ahead at points. The Sans fans must act quick, so they had to find a suitable subject for a blood sacrifice. On September 8th, when Queen Elizabeth gasped her last breath, the votes tallied in, and the winner by only a couple hundred votes was Snaz Undertale. Yippee. It was a shocking victory that taught us the lesson to never underestimate the Sans fandom, or you'll be next. It's May 9th, 2017. The artist, Avamedes, was attending an anime convention in Taiwan where all went normally well. Avi was a well-known fan artist in that scene, so someone came up and offered them a bunch of cookies as a gift. Avamedes accepted gifts in the past, so they expected it to be just a typical cookie. But this cookie was like no other, because upon taking a bite, they just bit into a needle and nearly dodged getting frickin' poisoned. They posted their experience the next day on their blog, where it blew up and eventually reached the English-speaking world for Tumblr detectives to figure out the mystery. A lot of people jumped to the conclusion that, because of some heinous artwork that Avamedes had drawn, they were given the Operation Mongoose treatment. You may ask, what's the heinous artwork? Frisk x Sans ship art. We gotta talk about shipping. It's the act of putting two or more characters together in a close or romantic relationship. Undertale had the perfect formula with a distinct cast of characters that are written in a way where you want to see more of them, and see themselves get railed on by Sans Undertale. The list of ships in the fandom is very large, but most of them are harmless and even silly, like the flower being shipped with Timmy the cat. Does she know? Other ships are more controversial, like the popular ship between Frisk, the main character, and Sans, the award-winning Sans Man. The two interact in game a lot and share a special relationship with each other, though some see it as a bit problematic. Frisk is commonly seen as a kid or a young teen, while Sans is just your average adult-coded skeleton. There's debate in every fandom on what shipping pairings are okay or not. Anti-shippers are a group that oppose pairings on moral grounds. However, they are criticized by pro-shippers as a way to harass them for being a little more open-minded about their favorite pairings, even ones that would be crimes in real life. Some see the Fran ship as necrophilia and pedophilia, while others see it as just some innocent fun, since they see the relationship as a sibling bond more than anything else. Whatever argument is more convincing to you, I don't know. But what I do know is that Avamedes was a big supporter of the France movement, as they've drawn fan art of the two together. But that's kind of it. The original Chinese blog post mentioned nothing about the culprit's intentions, or even if they were caught. But because a fandom war was happening on the other side of the Pacific, the English Undertale fandom took the story and twisted it for their own petty little slap bite. My theory as to what happened? I think the cookie plot was played out because someone had personal beef with Avamedes for whatever reason. It's not something that some rando online would plot out, or maybe I'm crazy. Though Avi doesn't have the cleanest history, because allegedly, they've been caught running off with borrowed money from their college student friends, sexually harassing minors, and not taking care of their 18 pet birds over the years. Many of them died due to Avimedius letting them huff in their cigar smoke. Due to all those skeletons in the closet coming out, they abandoned the internet in 2021 and have kept a low profile ever since. Sometimes, people take the shipping stuff a little too seriously, but even if the story was fake, it did serve as a wake-up call for the Undertale fandom, where they were like, you know what, we gotta calm the hell down. And over time, the fandom did eventually cool off and matured. Well, except if you were like 12 years old. Okay, technically this is an Undertale, but Deltarune is in the same sphere of influence. It's like comparing McDonald's to frickin' Jack in the Box, so why not? WPlays is a collaborative website that allows people to draw on a world map with pixels. It's heavily inspired by the r/place events that Reddit used to do in more ways than one. WPlays began popping off in August 2025 due to all the pixel art and political messaging that people were making, and among the most common were Deltarune fans drawing Spamton and that little TV idiot guy here, there, and everywhere. This was likely due to chapters 3 and 4 releasing recently, thus injecting some steroids into the already hungry fandom. People were getting extremely furious that characters from a pixel art game with a large and dedicated fandom were appearing in a game that promotes pixel art and community involvement. But it did go way too far at points, as defacing other people's art and memorials became a problem. Apparently a lot of it was caused by a Soyjack Party false flag, and Deltarune fans taking Spamton's name a little too literally, thus making Redditors and Twitter users extremely angry, which I gotta say, Deltarune fandom, love you guys. WPlays honestly deserves its own video someday, but the invasion really speaks to how dedicated and zesty the Undertale scene is, even if everyone hates them again. Time is really a flat circle, isn't it? The internet has the fantastic ability to turn the coolest and most peaceful things into frickin' World War III. Remember the war with the Touhou fandom? Toby Fox of Undertale and Zun of Touhou Project eventually became friends, or were at least opening a cold one while watching their fanboys slap fight. They laughed, shared ideas, and even collabed, and that's why they love their green eggs and ham. What's the moral of the story? Make love. Not too much love, but not war. Fun fact, the Pope received a copy of Undertale. Sans is only 2 steps removed from God. Take that as you will.